it's so exciting to bring you this great and exciting news. Somewhere in June last year, 2024, I did a video where I explained to us how the government of Canada was ending a program, a pilot program for home caregiver and home support worker. So that program was actually a pilot program. It started in somewhere 2029, I think, 2029, 2020, 21, 22, 23. So I think 2020 or thereabout. Anyways, it actually was a pilot program for 5 years. So 2024 minus whatever year, that was when it started. So they started that program as a pilot program. What are pilot programs? So a pilot program is like a test program. So what the government did was that they tried to see, okay, let's see if we bring people from all over the world, anywhere in the world, to fill the gap for home care support worker in Canada or home caregiver in Canada. Let's see how this is going to help the people in Canada. So they did that program, and how that program went was this. So you would, if you have somebody that was critically sick at home here in Canada, you could ask the doctor to give you a doctor's report that you have a very sick person, and then you want somebody to come and help you look after the person. Then the person becomes the person's main caregiver. And once the person is applied for, the person, when granted, can actually come with their entire family. And apart from bringing these people home, employers can also, who are in need of these people, like home support worker, can actually employ these people from anywhere in the world, apply for them, give them this work permit, and give them this document, this employment letter, and they could use that employment letter to apply. And so that program went on. Initially, when it just started, you could, when the employee comes in, they were required to stay with their employer for 2 years. But then a lot of employers were kind of not being fair to the employees. Then the Canadian government listened to them, and then what did they do? They reduced the period of time that an employee would work for an employer from 2 years to 1 year. And then they continued the program until 2024. And then in 2024, they decided, they did an evaluation, and they came at a conclusion that the pilot program was actually a lifesaver to those who needed help with child support in Canada, or to those who were looking for employees in homes where they needed support worker. And consequently, they made the decision of making it a permanent program. So what that means is that as of 2024 September, the government of Canada made an announcement that by December they were going to open up the program. They were going to open up that program permanently. And usually when they said they were going to open up program, it was usually between December 31st and January. But of course, you and I know that there's been a lot of political change, a lot of political issues with immigration, with the Canadian government and everything. So everybody has been like in the dark concerning the program. People were like, oh, are they going to still continue with the way that Canadian government is reducing immigration? Are they still going to continue? What's going to happen? What's going to be the fate of people? Anyways, people were just speculating. And so just a few days ago, the Canadian IRCC, that's Immigration Canada, they popped up a notice to say that this same program, this program is going to be launched by March. So what does this mean to you? if you want to come to Canada and work as a home caregiver or home support worker, you have the opportunity to come in if you have a valid job offer. If you're coming to Canada, or you want to come to Canada as a support worker or as a home caregiver for child or for children, you can look for a good employer, a valid employer. You need a valid employer, like a valid employment letter, and then you'll be able to apply for this program. And the good thing about this new program, like the one that they're going to launch in March, is that it's not like the previous one when it just started, where you will have to work for your employer for 2 years before you can get a work permit. You don't have to work for 2 years anymore, or you have to work for 1 year with your employer before you can get a work permit. You don't have to work for that long anymore, not even 6 months. Immediately, if you apply and the IRCC see that you are qualified for this application and you are granted the opportunity to come to Canada to work either as a home support worker or home child caregiver, you get your permanent resident at your port, at the port of entry. So immediately you get to Canada, just at the port of entry, when you are entering Canada, you get your permanent resident. They hand it over to you just immediately. You are at the port of entry. Like, seriously, at the port of entry. What can be so better than this? Like, you're just entering into Canada, you are getting your permanent resident on a platter of gold at the port of entry. Wow. So what are you waiting for? I know a lot of people will say, hey, we don't have employer, but have you done the other necessary things? The eligibility one, you must be able to prove, you must have a proof of English language. And one of the ways that Canada assess the proof of English language is through your IELTS. Your IELTS or your CEBIC. CEBIC is basically Canadian based, but high health is everywhere. So, and it's not even, they don't even require you to score high mark. 4, the lowest. 4. If you can score the lowest, then you are good to go with this program. If you can score the lowest, you are good to go with this program. So, although other people are saying that you need to have completed your WES. WES is an organization that actually assess your credential, like whatsoever educational level you've gotten in your country of originality, they assess it, but we are not so sure yet. But I will say, start the ball rolling. Start the ball rolling. If you start the ball rolling, go do your English exam. You still have time between now and March. They said the new home care worker immigration pilot will open on March 31st. We will provide you with more details shortly. So right now, we don't really know what else apart from the English requirement, English language requirement. Maybe you have previous work experience. Some people have asked me if I have a child, if I'm a mom, with that count as work experience. I think they said it has to be a paid work, a full-time paid work experience for a period of 3 years, for a period between 36 months before you apply. So you have at least 1 year experience, but it has to be like 3 years before your application. So I want to really encourage you, start from somewhere. Don't say, oh, I don't have a job offer yet. So what if you have a job offer now? Do you have other qualifications, the other eligibility, the other things that makes you eligible Do you have them? So get registered for your exam, your IELTS exam. Do your IELTS exam. Do your WES. I don't know if WES is for sure needed, but some people said WES is needed. So please get yourself ready. This is just opportunity too good to be true. But the thing is that it is so true. You don't have to work for 1 year. You don't have to work for 6 months with your employer. You don't have to work at all at the port of entry. When you are entering Canada, your visa will be given to you right in your hands. So what are you waiting for? So please share this good news. Share among friends, share among relatives. Just share so that at the end of the day, people will be informed. You never know who you will make happy in life. You never know whose door you're going to open to this opportunity. So please share. And if you've watched this video up to this time, please give it a thumbs up, comment, recommend, and so that YouTube will also recommend me to other people. The more likes I get, the more comments I get, that means my video is effective, is affecting people, and is helping people. Then YouTube will recommend me to other people like you who need such information. So this is all I have to tell you today. And like I said, it is good news to me. I'm so excited for as many people that God is going to use this door. Like God is going to open this door to as many people that are going to be permanent residents just at the port of entry. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Take care and goodbye. Ìjọ aláyọ̀ kò mọ̀lẹ́ òkú.